Today on the channel, we get back to basics with a little Mattel Basic unboxings with Reggie, Bron Breakker, Dominik Mysterio, and Nikki A.S.H.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mattel Basics unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got Reggie, we got Dominik Mysterio, we got Bron Breakker, and we got Nikki A.S.H. But remember, for all your Mattel Basic needs and all your AEW Jazzwares needs and Mattel Elite needs, Ultimate Edition Supremes, you get the picture. Make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. And of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about them. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And of course, as usual, we're going to start ladies first. We're going to go to Nikki A.S.H. And as I'm filming this, it seems this gimmick is no more. She is no longer a superhero. She's back to crazy, wild Nikki Cross, it seems, as Monday Night Raw. She ended Monday Night Raw, coming in and fighting everybody, really, is what happened there. But we'll always remember her superhero times, at least in action figure form. We never did get an Elite of this. I guess there's still possibly time, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. So to me, this is one of those ones you probably want in your collection. We do know the female Elite figures aren't wildly different than the basics most of the time. So this is one that you probably need in your collection because I just don't think we'll get it as an Elite down the road. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened. But let's take a look at the packaging. This is Series 135. There's old Nikki on the side looking happy. You can always put her with the Hurricane and Molly Holly. Have a little superhero wrestling collection shelf. Who knows? Who knows? On the back, there's a little cross sell down below. Of course, we got Brock Lesnar, Damian Priest, Bron Breakker, first time in the line. Reggie, first time in the line. We're going to talk about both of those guys in this very video. And there's the back. Let's read what it says about old Nikki here. Signature move, the old flying crossbody. And we saw her deliver that on Raw. And don't forget the Whiplash. I heard she's a big Metallica fan. I don't know. Maybe somebody can fact check that. She is listed as a brawler. Oh, she's a brawling brute. So there it is. All right, let's get Nikki out of the package. Let's see what all the fuss is about. There's fuss. No, there's not really a lot of fuss, but it's fun to pretend. See you later. Goodbye. Put a little plastic prison. There's old Nikki in the plastic prison. Looking pretty good. Looking good there. Gonna pop her out. Off to the races. See you later. And we get Nikki out of the package here. Now, I would have preferred maybe one of her other outfits. Didn't she have a pink outfit or there was pink in it? I always liked the looks of that one a little bit better. This one's got kind of a mustardy yellow against blue, which is an interesting color combination. She does have a nice blue mask going on. Got little gold highlights there. Nice big smiling face. Hair. As far as basics go, this is a pretty good representation of Nikki A.S.H, I think. Looks all right. Of course, articulation, we'll walk through it on her, and then we won't have to do it on the rest of the crew here today. But of course, the arms do go around. Very tight joints as we get with basics. Elbow, single jointed, back and forth. Hands, back and forth. Head, back and forth. A little bit of articulation is limited there with her big hairdo. Do get a waist articulation. She can do the split, so that is a different point of articulation from her male counterparts, as we do know. Then you do get the knees that bend, very, very tight knees. You do get a boot cut. No ankles on Nikki here. She does got the little butterfly knee pads going on. No paint problems, no issues with that I can see. It looks like Nikki almost a superhero. It just looks like what it's supposed to be, which, go figure, that's the way it should be. And let's see, does she fit on a Ringside Collectible stand? Like a glove. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%, but she does fit good. One and done character, first time in the line, last time in the line. You always got to pick those ones up, and that's what we got there with Nikki A.S.H. Now we're going to turn our attention to another first time in the line here. Old Bron Breakker, and I definitely don't foresee him being last time in the line. Bron Breakker, currently the NXT champion. First time in the line, definitely not last time in the line. Like I said, I do anticipate a more flavorful, colorful Elite in his future in 2023. This is a little bit paint by numbers, easy rollout, which That's what it needs to be for a basic. Get it to market as soon as you can. Give it very basic paint applications, because he does have some wild designs like his dad, Rick Steiner, of course. But this is really smart because it gets him out there ahead of his elite, because most of us, let's be honest, want the elite. But you get this basic out there like, oh, I'm going to pick this up. And then guess what? 3 months from now, his elite's out. I'm going to pick that up too. A lot of people won't be able to wait for his elite, unless you're just an elite collector, I guess. But you know what I mean. But looking really good there. The dog-faced gremlin son. The son of a dog-faced gremlin. I don't know what we could call him. WWE logo, glamour shot, all that usual stuff. He is part of Series 135, like I talked about. Let's read the back. Let's see what's going on with old Bron Breakker. Signature move, the old Gorilla Press Slam. Steiner Recliner. Oh, taking Uncle Scott's move. And, of course, he is listed as a powerhouse, which I think that is fair. That is fair. And we're off to the races. See you later. Hopefully he doesn't go to the WWE too quick. I hope he stays in NXT for just a little bit longer. There he is. I just don't know. I don't want him to get lost in the shuffle. He's a generational talent, some might say. See you later. Or maybe not, I don't know. But I hope he sticks around NXT for a little bit longer. I think that would make some sense. But let's see this figure here. This is an interesting one. I'm not 100% sold this looks just like Bron Breakker. I don't know. I guess it's close enough. It's close enough to be dangerous. We do get the Breakker on the singlet. That's about it. He's got a very Goldberg-inspired tattoo. He was eating up Goldberg with a fork and a spoon as a little kid, apparently. He wanted a tattoo very similar to him. But an interesting one. I hate the male basics like this with these longer legs. They're stuck together. Obviously, there's no separation like we could do the splits with Nikki. Can't do that with him. Just always makes them feel a little bit weird. I wish they could just move the legs out just a hair. Would give this a better stance and a better look. It's just very straight up. Just very, very strange. He does have an open hand. I guess he can choke some people. And then he's got a gripping hand, which I really wish was a fisted hand, but I guess it's close enough. He's got the tape fist going on. Like I said, he's got the Breakker on the singlet. Very, very plain Jane. Of course, this being a basic, that makes sense. But they did use a lot of work on his boots down here. So that was very interesting. You got a dog, and it says, "Bite me." And then you got a "Wanted Alive." I'm not even sure what that is. I can't even really tell what that picture is, but it's like an old school wanted poster. So that's very interesting. Wanted dead or alive, of course it is. So they did put a little bit of work into his boots, and it's interesting you got all that on the inside of the boot where you really can't see it, but you can turn it, I guess, if you really needed to. He does have 2 knee pads going on. I mean, I don't know. I want to say this is Bron Breakker, but I guess we know it's Bron Breakker because of what's on his singlet. I think if there was no Breakker on that singlet and you gave this to somebody and said, hey, who is this? I'm not 100% sold that they would say, oh, that's Bron Breakker all day long, because I don't know if everybody even knows who Bron Breakker. That's a wrong stand. Let me get a Mattel WWE stand from Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save 10%. He fits perfectly on there. I think there would be some confusion in the marketplace if you looked at this. You'd say, I don't know who that is. But Bron Breakker, a star to watch out for. Obviously, big things for him in the future if he can stay healthy and if he can keep his mind in the wrestling business, I guess. Big things to come for him. So there's 2 down. We got 2 to go. Next up, Dominik Mysterio. Of course, Dominik Mysterio, no stranger. His first figure was a Mattel Elite, which was a pretty good Elite, and it did not stay on the store shelves very long. So there must be some popularity in Dominik Mysterio, or maybe he's getting that mask effect. He's getting that Ray Jr. son effect, that Ray collectors are buying his son. That could be, especially on his first Elite, first time in the line, Ray's son. I think a lot going for that figure. We'll see what happens with some of these going forward. Of course, Dominik, this is an out-of-date figure at this time as he is part of Judgment Day. So what I would expect an updated Elite from him, probably an updated Basic as well as we complete the Judgment Day team, probably in 2023, so stay tuned for that. But this figure looks okay. This has a good stance to it. I was kind of taken aback when I saw this for the first time. I said, boy, this is a better figure than I anticipated. So I'm anxious to get this out of the package, see what I really think about it. You got Dominik's smiling face during happier times. Oh, happier times. His name over there, WWE logo. Of course, this is part of Series 129. This one's been out a while. This one has The Miz, Carmella, Noam Dar, and of course Dominik. That Noam Dar, first time, last time in the line? Probably. That Miz is a good one for suited customs if you're doing some customizing work. That's not a bad figure to pick up. But let's see what it says about our friend Dominik on the back here. Of course, signature move, the old frog splash and the 619. Get your own material, son. He's like a comedian stealing jokes. What are we doing here, Dominik? Of course, he is a high flyer, and once again, he is Series 129. Let's get him out of the package, see what all the fuss is about. See you later up high over the top. Plastic Prison Dominik Mysterio. There he is, looking good, looking sharp, looking sharp. First time ever basic. See you later. There it is. And I tell you what, this Dominik is not bad. This is not bad, especially in hand. I was just talking about Bron Breakker, the legs. You can see how tight together the legs are on Bron Breakker here. Look at that difference. That is such a better stance for an action figure as what Dominik has here. I wish they would have used these legs, this lower body for Bron Breakker, any of the other guys, as this does feel really good in hand. This is one of the better basics I've had in my hand in a long time. I mean, it feels sturdy, it feels tough like a basic, but it has a good stance to it. And of course, Dominik, a little bit taller. He's no Rey Mysterio. He's a normal-sized man, let's call him. But Dominik looks good. The head sculpt all day long, I'm going to know this is Dominik. He's got that 5 o'clock shadow, that light beard going on. He does look a little older in action figure form than he really is, I would say that. We got the DM on the shirt here, and of course he's got his whole bodysuit. A lot of paint in this, a lot of decoration to this whole suit. It does look really good. They do give him all of his tattoo work. This is quite the basic compared to what we're used to getting. Is he does have tattoo work. He even has colored tattoo work, which is pretty rare for a basic to get colored tattoos. So they went all out for first time in the line. Dominik, even getting his hand tattoo, getting all the decor on his gear, everything else. It does look, man, this is a good looking figure. This is a sleeper Dominik Mysterio. Of course, you can go to ringside and get this. This would be one of those ones that I could see for the holidays being clearance priced, and anything under $10 is an absolute steal for this figure. That's what I'm going to say as far as basics go. I do wish he had a fisted hand instead of 2 gripping hands, but we'll just have to make do. As usual, very tight articulation on this, but a good stance, a good look. One of the better basics we've seen in a long, long time is this one. So I'm a big fan of this Dominik Mysterio, looking really good. So there it is, and he fits, of course, on a ringside stand. We're 3 for 3, assuming Reggie will be 4 for 4, but we're going to find out next with old Reggie. Now, Reggie, first time in the line, last time in the line. That's my guess. Apparently, he has not been seen since the Triple H era began. I don't know if we'll ever see Reggie again, if he's slowly going to be released. Is he going to go to NXT? Is he going to be repackaged? Who knows? But Reggie, of course, is the chase in this set. And I said to myself, you know what? I usually get one of everybody. First time in the line, you got to. In basics, first time in the line, I'm going to pick them up. I didn't really care which one I got. So this one, of course, the regular edition was cheaper. Said, you know what? I'll pick up this one. If I find the chase at retail, I'll probably pick it up. So we'll leave it at that. But a very, very plain Jane figure, a suited figure. This is a great figure for you figure photographers that have an arena set up. You can blend him in as a person in the audience very easily if you want to, or you can relive his 24/7 magic with my girl Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke and I, of course, fast friends. We were fast friends. She wanted to know what my situation was. Hey, you're not wearing a wedding ring. Are you single? And I said, well, you know, wedding rings, back when I used to work with my hands and working, long story, I don't wear my ring very often. So, you know, that's part of the problem. You get all these ladies hitting on you all the time at the food truck, the wrestling shows. It happens. It happens. But yeah, Reggie, of course, hanging out with Dana Brooke, my old friend Dana Brooke. But they were quite the on-screen duo. They might have even been married briefly, or they had a wedding. I can't remember. It was so bad. But Reggie, first time in the line, most likely last time in the line. On the back, of course, he is part of Series 135. We got Nikki A.S.H, Bron Breakker, Damian Priest, and of course, Brock Lesnar. Let's see what it says about old Reggie on the back of the package here. Oh man, this is funny. Signature move, the big top pop. Oh yes, what a move. And of course the spinning crossbody, and he is a high flyer, and that is for true, or that is true. He is quite the high flyer. I don't doubt that for a second. Off to the races. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic prison time. Oh, Reggie. Doing Reggie things. Just quite the name. Reggie. Reggie. Here it is up high off the ceiling. See you later. Goodbye. And we get Reggie. I tell you what, though, I gotta call it out. His head does look really good. It looks just like him. Some interesting articulation on this head. You can really do a big circular motion with it. You can get a lot of back and forth on him, up and down. His head just pulls right off. That's how easy it is. But maybe that's part of the reason. No, a little bit looser fitting head than most. So I guess if you want to make a good custom, you don't have to heat him up. Usually the basics heads aren't replaceable like that. His is, but it has a nice tight fit. It works fine. but that's an interesting dynamic with this basic here. He's got quite the hairdo going on. That's a lot of molding for that hair. Looks really, really good. Got a black upper body there. Just kind of a suited shirt with a blue collar, which is an interesting look. And then the orange pants, oh man, you're standing out unless you're like an Oklahoma State game or something like that. But orange pants is an interesting one. And then, of course, you got the white shoes against it. A very, very plain Jane figure. Like I said, that would be great for a person in the audience. That would be a video that would make a lot of sense for this, or a video, or a setup that would make a lot of sense for this. Have this guy in the front row as a fan. I think that would work for a lot of people. Or if you just really do like Reggie. But like I said, I like first time in the line characters. This works for me. I have no issues with this. A little one and done action, I guess we'll call it. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? What do you know? He fits like a glove. How about that? How about that? Ranking these guys, I guess really quick, if I had to rank them. I tell you what, I'm going Dominik Mysterio #1. A slam dunk basic. I recommend this one. I strongly recommend this one, especially if you can get him under $10. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Dominik coming in at #1. I'm going to go Nikki, almost superhero, just because I like superheroes. I think this is cool. It's a one and done. It's a character that's had an elite in the past. It's a character that's been around a while. She's earned her figure cred. I think this works, and I just don't anticipate us getting an elite, so this is going to do. And then guess what? I'm going Reggie and Bron Breakker. Reggie, just because of the use of putting him in an arena, things like that. You could use him in Marvel Legends background as a background character. I think this works for more things than just wrestling, which brings us up a notch. And Bron Breakker, probably out of all these wrestlers, I'm the most excited for him in his future. I just can't wait for his elite. His elite's going to be 10 times better than this. The articulation with the legs so tight together, the plain Jane outfit where he's got some more Rick Steiner kind of gear, I guess, for lack of a better term. I just think they'll have a lot better Bron Breakkers in the future. I don't anticipate Reggie getting another figure. Nikki in this outfit, no other figures. And Dominik just is crazy because they went so far out on a basic for him that makes this one worthwhile to me. So there it is, a little basics unboxing. What are your guys' thoughts out there in YouTube land? You picking up any of these? You passing on all of these? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far, you might as well like the video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some, and even more content over on the Patreon, including giveaways, Q&As, pizza reviews, bonus content, you name it. And best of all, you do support the channel over at the Patreon. You can also support the channel, ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 over there on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for a little basics unboxing, I am Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.